Well, let's get into the dailies. There's some very interesting stories in the dailies today. And what do you have on the Daily Graphic?
All right, so on the front page of the Daily Graphic, we have Major Mahama murder. 12 jailed for life and 2 freed. GCB Bank organizes gala and awards night. Ensuring sustainability, it's time to review free SHS. Varsity done to government. And dismiss fake election year prophecies. Dr. Hiagbe cautions citizenry. And BOG cuts policy rate.
You know the GCB story? They said they did what?
Organizes gala and awards night.
Hey, I was there.
Hey.
It was nice, oh.
You're everywhere.
No, it was nice.
Everywhere you go.
Hey, talk about schmoozing, whining and dining. It was nice.
You had fun.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the president was there now. I mean, if you can imagine.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
We're there, so it was nice. Anyway, you know the
Major Mahama
story. It's a very during his funeral, I was there, right? And I wasn't there just as like an outsider of sorts, because on different levels, I was present. His widow is a church member.
Yeah.
And so I was there as a church member.
Right.
His widow was also related to the family, so I was also there
as
in that capacity
member, yeah.
as well. And it was one of the more difficult experiences I've had in life.
I can imagine.
Life has become, there are always challenges you go through. That was one of the more difficult ones.
I can imagine. It should be for anyone, actually. Especially surrounding the circumstance on how he lost his life.
Yeah.
But one thing I like about this story, it just gives me hope. And it gives me happiness that justice has been served.
Yeah.
And it also, gives us that hope to believe that no matter what, that even though you feel like the justice, justice is not coming now, it will definitely come.
It's like it seems to be slow.
Yes.
But somehow, after 7 years.
It's been 7 years.
Justice has been served.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, it also speaks to the fact that justice has no, crime has no expiry date. And that no matter what, even if the wheels of justice grind slowly, eventually justice will be served.
Definitely.
And I'm grateful on behalf of the family and all the friends and loved ones of Major Mahama, who I'm sure have grieved for a long time. That finally there has been some justice.
And also to the judicial, sector. I think.
Kudos to them.
Yeah, kudos to them
for
a very big
sustaining
thank you to
this thing and then eventually bringing it to this point.
Because
it's tough.
It is tough. It's really tough.
Some of the other headlines I'm seeing here. I'm looking at the this one on the Chronicle. We have here Anor Yendi election. Abi Bata on the Chronicle. Anor Yendi election. Abi Bata Shani Mahama Zakaria is speaking. The Daily Guide also carries another story related to the same thing. It says EC distances itself from Yendi primary declaration. Okay. We also have on the Daybreak, GJA wants Yendi MP arrested. So there's a lot of different stories
and
surrounding this
Anchor
Yendi thing. And of course, our journalist, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira, was attacked and assaulted by the MP and his people whilst just covering the story.
Right.
And he's gone for a medical report and all of that. And the police have taken control of the investigation into this. So we are hoping for a speedy outcome to this so that, again, justice will be served. The GJA is calling for a blackout again on that particular incident as well, the MP there. And I think that it's important for us to really deal with these issues. You know, it's very easy for people to just do things and get away with it if they know they will get away with it.
Sure.
Do you see? And sometimes people have a feeling that when they are in positions of authority, it's almost like they're above the law.
Yeah.
And they can do what they like.
Yeah.
And it's like, so if I do this, who will touch me?
Yeah.
Who can touch me?
What can they do to me?
What can they do
Who
to
are
me?
they?
Do you see?
Yeah.
But in this case, I believe the police will do the right thing. I believe that there'll be proper investigation, and he, even as a sitting honorable member of parliament, will be properly disciplined, and whatever the laws are that should be brought to bear, whoever was involved in the issue will be dealt with appropriately, okay, as per the investigation that the police are conducting. And then there's also the case of Mavis Howard Kumsin as well, that the GJA also has issued a blackout there. And we'll see where that goes, you know. So Howard Kumsin, sorry, Mavis Howard Kumsin. Yeah, so we're, you know, it's interesting times, testing the law, you know, what can we do? You know, in other jurisdictions, you see people, no matter what, look at Trump, for example, dragged to court, right? As a former president. Do you get it? So we need to get to that point now that nobody's above the law.
True.
Okay? And if your matter comes up, go and defend yourself in court. You know, and I believe that we're going to get there. One of the stories that I want to get into is this thing about the GRA. It's on a daybreak. The GRA Director General, it says here, PAC hearing, Amish freezes on age question. Sitting suspended for 45 minutes. Let me just get into that. It says here, Reverend Amish, is a photo there of Reverend Amish Adai Owusu-Amoah, and it says here, proceedings at the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament was stalled temporarily yesterday, Monday, when the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Dr. Amish Adai Owusu-Amoah, was asked when he attained the age of 60. The question was from the Member of Parliament from Ningo Pram Pram, Samonate George. Interestingly, Reverend Dr. Amish Adai Owusu-Amoah went silent after the question. Please, when was your birthday? When was your last birthday?
19th September.
Okay. You didn't pause. You didn't have to think about it. Okay, let's continue. So for a while, he was mute. And all the microphones also went off as members of the committee waited for an indication when the proceedings will continue. The Deputy Minister of Finance, Abuna Osei-Asare, under whose ambit the GRA was appearing before the committee to answer questions on some infractions, jumped to his defense. But the chairman of the committee, James Kruchi-Aveji, insisted that the Commissioner General should answer the question. Wait, she was jumping to his defense that what? He doesn't know his birth date?
No.
No, because the question is simple.
Or maybe the mics are off.
When did you attain
the age 60?
But if the mics were off, they should have called the technical people to come and correct the problem. Oh,
well,
yeah. The chairman of the committee said Reverend Dr. Owusu-Amoah was a public servant, and therefore there was nothing wrong with the question.
Exactly.
The deputy finance minister said the question was personal and should not be allowed to fly. Really? Wow. Personal. Your age is not personal when you are a public officer. Your age is not personal. Sorry. I am sorry, but your age is not personal when you are a public officer. You are even supposed to declare your assets when you're a public officer. How on earth, how dare you say that your age is personal when you're a public officer? If you don't want to disclose your age, do not run for public office. How dare you? even have the gumption to say that your age is personal? Really? Who do you take us for?
Wait, now you've taken this very personal.
No, who do you take us for?
You've taken this personal.
Are you serious? It's disrespectful to the people of Ghana to even utter those words that your age is personal. How dare you? The people of Ghana deserve better. So it says here, while the back and forth was ongoing, the deputy minister moved towards the chair. Sitting was then suspended for about 45 minutes to address the issue backstage. There has been some public discussions about Reverend Dr. Emishadai Owusu-Amoah's age and a call by some people for him to retire with the argument that he is over 60 years old. That's the mandatory retirement age for all public officers. There's also another argument about the president's prerogative to offer contract to certain appointees who are also more than the mandatory age of retirement in the public service, but whose services are still needed by the state. Now, I don't have any problem with that. If you attain the age of retirement, you retire. If the president chooses to offer you a contract, that's the president's prerogative.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that. But to tell us that the disclosure of the age of a public officer is personal, and so we shouldn't know about it in the public, please, for crying out loud, we deserve better than that.